The doctor is in, and today it's pediatrician Dr. Robert Whitrock from Ascension St. John of Pediatric Adolescent Medicine. Today we're talking about anxiety in teens today. Now, doctor, I know we're talking during the break. This is an issue that's just so, it's right front of mind right now.
Yeah, it's become increasingly more and more pervasive, especially over the past 5 years. So anxiety in teenagers and children, anxiety is primarily defined as excessive worry that's a detriment to yourself and to other people around you. A lot of times anxiety can take a lot of different forms with teenagers or children. Sometimes it may look like they're more withdrawn, they're more anxious. Sometimes the first symptoms is them having panic attacks. But where this comes from, sometimes it's genetic, but also a lot of these teenagers are just inundated with different kinds of social media, different stresses of the world, their parents being stressed out. A lot of things on social media are intended for teenagers to react to things. I mean, most of the times you look on YouTube, it's like reaction to whatever. It's like, no, people don't need to react all those times. So if you worry about your kid having anxiety or some problems with that, go see your local pediatrician. But here's some other tips that might be able to help you guys out with that. Of course, the main thing is just as good as taking any medicine. Got to get some good sleep, got to get some exercise, and you got to have some healthy eating. That's the #1 thing we always have to do. Another thing is therapy. It's important to find the right therapist, but the main point of therapy is not for them to tell you different idioms and adages, but for them to become more emotionally intelligent and understand how their own mind works. The third thing I have people do is turn off their phone. Turn off things that are constantly causing you to react or giving you certain kinds of information, which kind of leads me into the next point where it's important for them to have meditation, sometimes some mindfulness, allowing your brain to rest and be calm. Sometimes I'll have teenagers get on YouTube or Spotify and look up guided meditation. That can help them out as well. And then the last thing, if you've tried these things, it's not really working, the next step is medication. Usually with teenagers or children, we jump to an SSRI class. That's like Prozac, Zoloft. The point of that kind of medicine is for them to kind of be able to allow their brain from going to being a wild circus to being more of a park. Okay. It shouldn't make them a zombie or anything like that. Some people need to take it forever, but usually I recommend, hey, let's just try this for a few months. That way you can understand what it's like to have a more calm brain, and then we'll come off of it, and hopefully you'll be able to get to that point without the medicine a lot quicker.
Real quick, do you also see shutdowns as well? Maybe instead of anxious, maybe not wanting to do normal tasks?
Oh yeah, definitely. Sometimes you may see a kid, instead of having the, rapid breathing, chest pain, anxiety kind of thing, sometimes they just become more withdrawn, more silent, and then they start backing away. Usually sometimes they'll go and hide in their room or go into a situation that's not so anxious for them.
Awesome. Doctor, thank you as always for being here. Very helpful tips.